Right, so what I want to do is just get a little bit thinner from my little container. A little bit of thinner out. I'm going to put it in the area where the dark is, just in there. And then with that, I'm going to just run the liner brush into that and make it thin like ink. A bit more crimson with it maybe. It's a good dark colour, a bit of black, really dark. All I've done is thin it down. Now with that colour, just up in here on this little island, I want to have some little evergreen trees which are just on the end of there. So they're only going to be very small. So first things first, I'm just going to lift up and make some little indications of distant trees. Very, very far away. Just sitting on the edge of this little island. Now I'll be finding a few things out about this place so that I knew a bit about the place. It's actually an extinct volcano. It is. Totally extinct volcano. Putting a few trees out on the edge. See? On the edge of there. A few that are growing just up in there. They've got to come straight up. And it's only the ones that are going past this mark that I want you to see. That's all I'm really interested in. A few up in there. A few stand out nicely against the white snow in the background. Little distant evergreens, loads of them growing up there. That's enough for that stage. I'm happy. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go back and put some snow in there now. Just using the small part of the knife. I'm using a white which has got a bit of the blue mixed in with it as well. Using the small edge of the knife to pick that up. And then just up in here we've got some snow on the edge of this. So I'm just going to gently put some snow up in there. Just with a small part of the knife. So, and if you blend it too much it'll mix with the base colour a lot. We don't really want that. Not at the moment, so I know that it comes right down. There's this snow right down. And then it's sort of like just underneath them trees. You can just about see it. Now this snow will be actually behind some trees. Quite a complex painting when you're trying to do it. But it's a lot of fun and it's a challenge. A real brilliant challenge. I love setting myself challenges like this. So I'm really thankful that you sent it in, Patrick. Cheers. Again, the knife work, I'm just touching in the water with my fingers now and again, like you do. Blend that away. Right, so with that white on the small part of the knife again, I'm just going to come up in here, indicate a little bit of something down in there. I'm going to put some trees in, so there's bits of snow and then there's trees in between that, so something like that. And that actually comes down towards the water's edge. A few little things just going on in there. Yeah, this little island is actually called Wizard Island. This little one that I'm doing now on this peninsula. Wizard Island it's called. I just love painting these places from all over the world, which are absolutely gorgeous. It's a challenge, but it's well worth it. Right, now, like I say, that is the whitest area in there. So I don't want it to have all that colour mixed in with it, so I'm just going to add a bit more white in there. And I can blend it through just with a knife. It actually does come up here as well slightly. I'll just allow a bit of that to go onto there as well. Right up to the top. Something about like that for now. Now, I use a lot of different brushes because this colour here is slightly mixed. I'm going to flatten it down. See that? Just flattening it down slightly. So I can go back over it again with some more white. See, in here there's a lot of trees and all sorts of things going on. Right, back to my knife again. And where this little snow thing is, I want a really bright edge just in there. So I'm just going to use the knife for this part. You'll notice it will mix with the colour underneath slightly. Just persist with it. There we go. Reloading with fresh paint every time. That's it. Now I know we've got some evergreens that are going to be in here. Quite a bit of dark for them. So I'm just going to put a little bit of snow just in there. I'll put trees in between this snow, you see. And then as we're going down this side, there's some snow on there. Just on the edge of that. I don't want tons there, so I'm going to just clean the knife off. Use a small part of the knife and use the paint that's already on there. I'm just going to bring that down. It's up there. And it actually disappears off slightly. Just the base there, the base of it. Just disappears off. Beautiful place to paint. Such a gorgeous place. Now just in here, I'm going to put a little white for a roof. Don't know exactly what it is, but I think it's some sort of a lodge of some kind. There's just a little bit of snow on the roof of it, and it follows through into there. You can still just see a bit of the snow on the roof. So that's all this is, it's just a bit of snow on top of this lodge. I'll probably zoom in and find a few details, but it's behind some trees, you see. So I'm just being careful not to overdo something like that, because I know there's something underneath that, so I can just use this full knife, clean knife, push up and pull away. Same up there, you can do it from the top part in there, and you can pull off. That's the one. Now, like I said, that's going to be top of a hut, like a shack. And this shack has a load of stones which you can't really see, but I'll get to it and I'll get stuck in first. That's the main thing. Where I put this little bit of white on the top of this building, what I want to do, I'm just looking really close, is a bit of grey just underneath, something like that. just a little bit of grey, and then we've got something a bit darker underneath that, which is coming straight down about there, something like that. Now what you guys can't see, what I can, is that all this is going to be trees, and there's only going to be a tiny bit of what I've just done here showing, just the tiniest amount, because it's so small that you wouldn't even notice it. Right, back to my area over here with the white on the knife, and then just down in there I want to bring some of that white in, just along that bottom edge. In fact, I might use a try it with the whole of the knife, because I know that on the water's edge I do want to have some snow coming down on that water's edge this time. In there. That's it. That's good. And if you just gently let it graze over that. Just there I'm going to touch and pull through some of that white that's on the edge of the water. Now underneath this we've got a little reflection, so I'm not going to forget about that. I'm going to get that in quick. Just in here. It's not very... It's just underneath it. I shouldn't have put that. I should have done this before I actually put the snow in, you see. So I'm sort of like backtracking a little bit, if you like. I'm just going to put a little reflection underneath that. Something like that. That's all it needs. And then I'll use a clean brush and I'll go across. Just a nice little reflection for this Wizard Island. Yeah, I was fascinated to find out some stuff about it. It being an extinct volcano. But is it extinct? That's the question. Put it this way, I wouldn't like to live inside of it. Well, maybe I would, but it's just a gorgeous place, isn't it? You don't want it to erupt, would you? That's for sure. Right, I'm just going to grab some more white on the side. So actually a place in Oregon is this, in the United States. Place in Oregon. Just redoing that water line after slightly destroying it. And I'm just going to put some more snow right on the edge of the water. Some of that snow right down water's edge. That's perfect. Just how I want it. And then we've got some little bits of snow just in there. Clean off the knife, and I might just go up in there and just gently just touch that. And what it'll do is it'll just flatten the paint down for you slightly. That's good. Now I know that I just want a bit more white in here as well. We've got that stand of trees there. But yeah, I just want some white in here first. Some little bits and bats. Something like that. And still some bits of snow showing in between these trees and stuff, so I'm just going to put that in before I come back with my liner brush. Some little bits in there where trees are going to be. Great stuff. We're getting somewhere near where I want it to be. Now I've still got my colour on my liner brush, so while I've got that, where I use the knife in there, underneath this little cabin. I'm going to paint down underneath that. There. And that's it basically. That is all that you can see. A little edge, the roof, nothing else on it. Right, so I like to keep coming backwards and forwards. I'm going to follow this roof right through, but there will be a tree through this. Just a load of snow that's piled up basically on there. Right, now you can got quite a bit too much white on, so what you do, clean your knife off completely, and you can actually just use the knife and push up into that there, and then take it off. Oh, perfect. It goes at a slight angle, you see. There. It's good. There, that's nice. Right then, back to my liner brush again with the thinner and the darks on it. And then up in here I want to paint some little evergreen trees that stand out. Just see where the snowy area is. Actually use that snow as a way of making the trees stand out. Just up in there. Hope they're standing out to you. They're very, very small. I just wanted to indicate some of these little trees. And that dark in there, that's good. You can just tap into that dark for where them trees are in that area. But don't kill all the white. Maybe just over in here, a load of trees. In fact, I might switch to a fan brush, because I know you can do some beauty ones with fan brushes. Just do a few more with this liner brush first, pushing underneath them. Tons and tons of evergreens. You can do it with the fan brush, but like I say, I don't know, it just seems to give a more realistic effect doing it with the liner, even though it's a much harder thing to do and more time consuming. It really does work. There. Just up on the edges there, you have these trees growing up the edge of the mountains. It's a fun painting to do actually, something totally different. Crater Lake. Now there's a load in here, a load of little tiny trees that are far away. So I'm going to put some dark in for them basically first. Show you another way of doing them. Fan brush through the colour, through the thin down colour. And you can just lift up for indications of little pine trees that are in there. Put some colour. You'll always keep running out of colour, so just make sure that you keep replenishing it. Tap in there a bit, get a bit more dark in. And put some more indications of some trees in. Just way off in the distance. Even down here at the water's edge you're going to have a few standing trees. Go right through that white and just stand out behind. Now I keep coming back to this, but for now it's pretty much somewhere near where I wanted it to be. And maybe just push and get a ridge of paint on the fan brush, and then just behind that just put a bit of dark. See that? That brings it further forward straight away. Happy. A bit more white, and just where the white is going to be, got some woodland, and it comes down here a bit. So a little bit of that in there, just a bit. This snow's all over and right underneath these trees, these distant tiny little trees. Maybe a few little things just in there. Still pretty far away though, like, at this stage. Right, I'm happy with it at that stage. So now what I want to do is indicate some trees. Now, first things first, I'm just going to use, let's see, I'll use this big clean brush here. And what I want to do is I just want to indicate where it's going to actually be. Now just in here, see, I can use the liquid white that's on here, and I can actually give myself an indication of where I want that to go. You pick up the colour, it's not a problem, because it's going to send a shadow colour for your snow. So that's just giving me an indication of where that part's going there.